Hey there, I want to show you a great little sequence called Gita's Hip Series. Gita Iyengar was the late daughter of BKS Iyengar, and this sequence was commonly taught as a way of dealing with pain in the hips or stiffness in the hips, which is definitely something many of us need these days, especially given how much we sit in furniture. So, starting on the ground, you can start in cross legs. From here, we're going to go into Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta Konasana is the wide-angled seated posture. Flex the feet, point them straight up, and notice it's a symmetrical posture, so both the sitting bones end up being even on the floor as is. So we're going to go into different positions. On the sides, we're going to go through the right side first and then the left side, with Upavishta always being the posture we default back to. Now, the first position is Baddha Konasana. So grabbing your right knee from the inside, bend the knee and bring the foot so that the heel is in line with the right pubic bone. Keep your left foot flexed, you can balance your seat and lift your chest. Now, if any of the following postures that come after this are too difficult, you can always go back to Baddha Konasana. Now, from Baddha Konasana, Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta Konasana. Then from here, we go into Virasana. So leaning over onto your left hip, you're going to bend your right knee, take it to the outside of your right hip. So your right foot, you're on the top of the right foot to the outside of the hip with the right inner thigh in line with the pubic bone. Okay, so make sure you're on the top of your right foot as opposed to the instep of your right foot. Now from Virasana, we go back to Upavishta Konasana. Lift your chest, and then now Janu Shirshasana, which means head of the knee pose. Grabbing from your inner right knee, bend your knee, grab your right heel with your left hand, roll the heel up, and try to get onto the top of your right foot. Top of the right foot. You're ideally trying to get that right heel to point up towards the ceiling, which is challenging. Lift your chest, again, balance your sitting bones, and then we go back to Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta Konasana. Now, from Upavishta, the last position is called Marichyasana, named after the sage Marichi. So you bend your right knee, take your right heel to the outside of your right hip, okay, just to the outside, and again, try to balance your sitting bones. Lift your chest, and now back to Upavishta. Now, that's all the postures on the first side. So now we're going to do that same sequence on the left side. So, first position, Baddha Konasana. Grab from the inner knee, get to the outer edge of your left foot with the heel more or less in line with your pubic bone. And lift your chest. And now to Upavishta Konasana. Good. From Upavishta, now we take Virasana, the hero's posture. So again, get to the top of your left foot. The most common thing I see here is people turn the foot out, so it ends up being on the instep of the foot. That's quite strong on the knee. So ideally the foot's pointing straight back and the heel is pointing up. Now, back to Upavishta Konasana. Lift your chest, balance your sitting bones. Janu Shirshasana. Roll that heel up. Try to get your heel in line with your pubic bone. Again, balance your seat and lift your chest. Upavishta Konasana. Take the leg wide, sitting bones down, chest lifted, and now Marichyasana. Marichyasana. Ideally, again, you're trying to get your heel to the outside of the hip, just outside of it. Good. Back to Upavishta. Okay, so now that's the whole series on both sides. We're going to go through it a little bit faster on each side. It's kind of on the breath. You can say maybe like 1 or 2 breaths per position. And you can actually do this several times. You can go through this whole series maybe 3, 4, or 5 times. We're going to do it one more. So, first position, right side, Baddha Konasana. From Baddha Konasana, Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta Konasana, Virasana. Virasana. Remember, foot to the outside of the hip, balance your seat, back to Upavishta. So this goes pretty quick. Janu Shirshasana. Roll that heel up, lift your chest, flex your left foot, back to Upavishta, and then finally Marichyasana. Good. From Marichyasana, back to Upavishta Konasana. Now, second side, left leg, Baddha Konasana. Heel in line with the groin. Lift your chest, Upavishta Konasana. Leg goes wide. From Upavishta, Virasana. And remember, if these aren't possible, you can always go back to Baddha Konasana. From Virasana, Upavishta, lift your chest, Upavishta, to Janu Shirshasana. Janu Shirshasana, head of the knee pose. And then from Janu Shirshasana, back to Upavishta. And then finally, Marichyasana, after the sage Marichi. Lift your chest, and then back to Upavishta. Very good. So that'll definitely work your hips. You probably feel a little bit looser already. I know I do, from my Peloton ride this morning. So these positions are actually very welcomed. All right, let me know how you like them. Stay in touch, and I look forward to hearing from you.